Hello. Welcome, everybody. Happy Monday. How's everyone doing? How was everyone's weekend? How was everyone's whole week? I haven't seen you since Monday, most of you. Feel free to say hello. Let us know who you are, where you're joining from, if it's your first time with us. And then I'm going to tell you guys a little bit about the retreat that I just came home from. Then we're going to talk about what's happening with Mercury, and then we'll pull some oracle cards. So, if it's your first time with me, my name is Jacqui Mancuso. I am your favorite spiritual problem solver, and I'm joining you from Northern Illinois. Kelly says good morning from Maine. Hello, Bonnie. Jen says I look great. Thanks, Jen. Welcome. I wonder if I'm just lighter and brighter from this. I'll tell you guys not all about it. What you need to know. Christine, happy Monday, Jackie and Tribe. Been away and missing this tribe. We're back. Good morning, Jackie. Duchess, hello, good morning. All love. And good morning from Connecticut. Jen says that I'm glowing. Thanks, Jen. I feel good. So I was trying to think of a metaphor to tell you guys how exhausted I am, but in a good way. And I couldn't think of anything. So I was going to say, like, when you throw a really good party and then, the next day you're just like, ah. But when I think about throwing a really good party, I'm usually like stressed out that I have to clean up my house the next day. So that wasn't a good example. But it was a really long week of goodness. Overwhelming in the best way possible. I didn't get much sleep the last night of the retreat for all good reasons, and then the drive home yesterday is always just draining, and like the closing and the processing everything, but it was wonderful. Thank you, Chandra. Chandra sees my glow too. I love it. Hello, Jane. Hi, Colleen. First time here from South Africa. Welcome. Well, if you enjoy my rambling, just for a few minutes, I promise we'll get to the astrology, but I just wanted to catch up with everyone who's been hanging out, listening about my retreat. Duchess, I'll be brave. Are you expecting at all? Not that I know of, but this is coffee right here. Not that I know of, but I'll keep that in mind. Talk to me in 6 weeks. So, for those of you guys who have been hanging out with me for some time, I started talking about my Aquarius Adventures Women's Retreat since September. Hello, Lori. First time here. Welcome. So I started planning this retreat in September, and I finally had it come to fruition this last week. So 5 of us got together in Coloma, Michigan on Wednesday afternoon, late afternoon, and we left yesterday morning. So we were together Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and most of Sunday, so 4.5 days. It was magical. I don't have the words to describe it yet because I still haven't had any time to sit and slow down and process what happened, but the whole thing was just beautiful and magical. And there are many photos and videos that will be available upcoming, and there will be more upcoming retreats. I just need time to digest and swallow everything that has happened. But it was 5 of us. We all have our own little skills and magic that we brought to the retreat. There were no expectations of anyone, and everyone rose to the occasion and more. So just a couple examples. So like we did some oracle readings. I taught my first ever Reiki class. So now I have Reiki initiates running through the world. Some of us know like Akashic records and other channeling stuff. So we provided readings for each other. But the biggest part of the retreat for me, at least like the tangible take homes, because I'm a Taurus, we made a lot of crafts. So I have a few just to show you guys, just to show them off. So one lady brought stuff to make these it's hard to see with the glare. They're witch balls is what she called them. And I just put some herbs and gems and feathers in here with the intention of protection. Another thing that we did was we made these gem trees. So it's wire and gems, and like I made this, which is really cool. And yep. And then I also led a session on feather magic, so using feathers to invoke energies of bird spirits and just higher thinking and whatnot. And couple options with feathers, but I made a prayer stick. So this is going to be used in some of my journeys and work, and it all came together, and it was great. So that is just a little preview of what happened. Yeah, I would love. I'm going to do a lot more retreats. It's just one of those things. It was so natural. It was such a really good community, and so I called it Aquarius Adventures because the purpose of the retreat was to come together and do the community work that I want to bring into this age of Aquarius. Like, that's the energy that we're stepping into in the world, is the collaboration. Everybody doing their little part, and the machine just runs well oiled. And that is the epitome of what happened this week. It was my intention going into it, and the result was like 1,000 times more than what I had pictured in my mind. So I guess there's a reminder that when you intend something, the universe brings the extra. Like, the universe brings the most evolved version of what you intend. Very close. Sounds like a wonderful bonding time, Christine. Yes. 1,000 times yes. Jen loves it. Duchess, beautiful. Thank you, guys. Photos and stuff will be up on my website, and I'll let you know. That's going to take some time. Do you have a different nose ring? No, Christine, this one's been in for some time. I don't know. Maybe it's the retreat. Maybe, I don't know. When we were leaving the retreat, you guys know Helen. She's vocal here. But she asked us in the car, like, don't you guys feel lighter and just higher and better? I don't know. Maybe it's the contrast, Christine. Maybe I'm just glowing and this black nose ring just looks darker. I don't know. But thank you guys for letting me share a little bit about that retreat with you. Let's talk about the planets. So we have Mercury walking into Taurus today. He's still in Aries, but he will be in Taurus from today until June 11th. He'll be there for a little over 2 months, because we do have an upcoming Mercury retrograde this month. So Mercury is the planet of thoughts and ideas and how we communicate these thoughts and ideas out to the world. Mercury also represents what we manifest through our thoughts. What else do I want to say about Mercury? That's it. I guess I just want to remind you that we still are in this time of 0 retrograde planets. We're in this time still of everything is moving forward. Everything is just like chugging along. And we have that until Mercury retrograde on the 21st of this month. So less than 2 weeks. No, a little bit over 2 weeks of that forward motion. So just know that the retrograde is coming. The slowdown is coming. Don't be fearful of it, but just intend to utilize the forward moving motion until the end of April. So Mercury in Taurus. This is about using our mind to take the ideas that started while Mercury was in Aries, that spark, that cardinal fire, that first step type energy. In Taurus, we're thinking through our basic needs. Taurus is the sign of just the the basic needs, just like the first few steps, the gathering the first couple materials, building your strong foundation in order to grow this idea into some magic. So if you've had any, when we're still in Aries season, so we still have this childlike wonder, let's conquer the world, let's go to the moon, like you have that whole like, yeah, we could do anything. So whatever ideas have been coming for you and will still be coming while we're still in Aries season, it's time to start processing the finances. How are we going to pay for it? What budget do I need to make? What do I intend to receive financially from this idea? Taurus represents our skill set. What kind of skills do I need to get this idea going? What kind of skills will I learn throughout bringing this idea to fruition? And then Taurus is also very tangible, earth grounded sign, tangible items. What do I physically need to get this idea moving forward? Another feel that I get from Taurus, Mercury in Taurus, is how to nurture your baby seedling. Like this Mercury in Aries gives us this baby seedling idea. Like, I want to start a business. I'll just use that example. I want to start a business in Aries. Like, that's what the Mercury in Aries gives you. Now, okay, what kind of water does it need? What kind of fertilizer does this baby seedling need? Does it need to be out in the open? Do I need to be talking about it? Or is it something that's better to process internally? This is a time, Mercury in Taurus, for creating a plan in order to ground your idea into reality. Taurus is an earth sign. This is about taking that thought form and watching it create into nature. And what a beautiful time to do it. It's spring time, right? This is when the seedlings are emerging. This is when things are budding and sprouting. And just remember that you're not going to go to the moon today. If that's your goal, like there's a small chance that, like miracles happen, but there's a good chance that you're not going to go to the moon today. And to appreciate that small step, watching things grow little by little. Good morning, Carrie from Colorado. Yay, spring. I'm so excited for spring. What else? So as Mercury moves into Taurus, he is going to square Pluto, who just moved into Aquarius. Let me double check the chart. I think this is already at 1 degree. It can't be. No, it's at 0 degrees. So today, Mercury will enter Taurus. He's not there yet, but when he does, he'll form an exact square to Pluto. So squares happen in the sky when planets are 90 degrees away from each other. Think about like the flow of energy with squares. If you want energy to flow in one single direction, when you put a 90-degree kink in the energy, it kind of just causes some frustration, some like, I want to go this way, but you're making me make a harsh turn to the left. It's tension, it's uncomfortability that leads to growth. We need to learn the internal lessons in order to grow through the harshness to come out on top. So, Mercury squares Pluto. This can look like beginning to plan all of these basic needs for your idea with a block in the way. Like, Pluto can also give you a big resounding no. Like, sure, this is the idea that you have, but I'm going to take it away because it's not the idea that serves your highest good. There's something better for you out there. So if anything does feel today, tomorrow, Wednesday, maybe Thursday, this energy is kind of like, if it's not for you, we're going to take it away. But Pluto is also the power planet. It's the planet of empowerment. So if it is something that is for you, you might be presented a hardship, like a roadblock to go over to give more power to your idea. Like, you might be given a lesson, an obstacle, a task that needs to be overcome in order for you to learn a different way of viewing your idea, to make it bigger and better. Because Pluto wants to help you out, but he's only going to help you out with the things that are really meant for you. He's not going to boost up like a toxic relationship. He's not going to boost up just a job that isn't your highest fulfillment. He's going to make that job a lot harder, show you a lot of the harder things in that place of employment to push you into your own power. I hope you know what I'm saying. I feel like I'm babbling again. It's not babbling, it's channeling, but the energy eases later this week. So Mercury will be moving away from the square throughout the whole week. So today might be the biggest, just like, oh, I want to take these next steps. I want to figure out the money. I want to figure out what I need. And you just might feel like a roadblock idea. But as Mercury moves through Taurus on Thursday, Mercury conjuncts the North Node, which is going to help you see how your ideas can help you reach your highest destiny. The North Node of the Moon represents where we need to go as a collective in order to graduate Earth School. So as Mercury moves out of the square with Pluto, he's nearing that North Node. So take that like motivation, that drive to do best for yourself and for humanity as you move forward with these plans. So I hope that gives you a good idea about what's happening with Mercury in Taurus. We'll talk about him more because he is going to be in Taurus until June 11th. But what I wanted to do with the cards today is to ask our first deck, Native Spirit, just what Mercury would like us to know while he spends time in the grounded earth sign of Taurus. One more thing about Taurus. Taurus is a fixed sign also, and fixed signs can tend to be stubborn. Stubborn can be seen in multiple ways. It's not a good thing, it's not a bad thing, but just knowing if you feel like fixed on an idea right now, it's because of Mercury in Taurus. You know, like you're meant to get fixated on some things, at least until June. Great question, Jackie. What did I pose a hypothetical question? I apologize, I don't remember. So if you haven't been with me before, I do group readings, and they're always just so beautiful, so wonderful. So if you'd like to send your energy into these cards, however that looks for you, maybe blowing on your screen, maybe using your voice to speak to the cards, or sending energy through your eyeballs. Oh, great, about asking the deck about Mercury. Cool, thanks, Eliza. So yeah, you can also intend to help the cards fall out of the deck that are meant for you, but we're going to ask Mercury what he would like us to know, how he would like us to best utilize his energy while in Taurus. After the cards come out of the deck, we're looking for 3 wonderful cards. I'll then show you the back of the deck again, so you'll see the same image that I just showed you. You won't see the front of the cards. You'll see like the deck image. But this is a way of working on your psychic skills, which is another part. We also did a psychic workshop during the retreat, and it was just so wonderful. And it made a lot of sense, too. So 4 of us were taking the class because there were 5 women at the retreat. One of them taught it. And we started off with like a couple just basic shapes written down on a piece of paper, flipped over, and Helen was like, all right, guys, use your mind's eye. Tell me what's on these pieces of paper. And at first it was a struggle, you know, like we were getting images that were very close. Like for one of them, there was an asterisk written down, like the star symbol on your phone. And someone saw a spiral, you know, like someone saw a circle. So it was really close to the idea, but it wasn't spot on. But then, here's where community blows my mind, guys. The more we did together, so we did like 8 different exercises. And after each exercise, we talked amongst the group to share how we experienced that lesson, you know, like what did our mind do? How did we second guess ourselves? Blah, blah, blah. And as we continued together through the workshop, we like learned from each other. And then by the end, the last one, like the last three, it was like one of us got the first one, two of us got the second one, and then all of us got the last question. So it was like we were building on each other, that support was there. So the reason I'm saying that now is because here on Insight Timer, even though we're not physically together, our energy is still connected. So if you're second guessing yourself, like right now, if you have a number between 1 and 3 in your mind, that could be a card here that speaks to you more loudly. If you come here over and over and over and you feel more senses in your physical body when I show you guys the cards, like it's using the energy of your community to help your own skills. It blew my mind. It was awesome. So anyway, I'm waiting for one more card, and then I'm going to show you guys the back of the deck. And this whole reading is for all of us. The cat's out of the bag. The whole reading is for all of us. But if there's a card that speaks to you more strongly than the others, then that message just needs you to hear it a little more loudly today. So we're all psychic. We all have all of these clair senses. It's just learning how to access them. It's like removing that part of your psyche that taught you that it's weird to be psychic, because we all have intuition. It's when you get that gut feeling, that's a psychic power, you know. When you hear a ringing in your ear, that's a psychic power. If you get like a muscle twitch anywhere in your body when you're hearing a message, that's your guides letting you know, like, I feel like that, like, muscle twitching is your guides tapping you right there. Like, hey, integrate this. Thank you very kindly, Jen, for your donation. That's much appreciated. So when I hold up the backs of these 3 cards, I want you to just mindfully watch your physical body and just notice if anything changes with your hearing, with your sight, with your taste buds, with your nose, with your sense, your skin. And then let us know which card or cards may be resonating more strongly with you, or if it's all 3. So here's the back of card number 1. Here's the back of card number 2. And here's the back of card number 3. So I'll let you sit with that for just a second. And I'll show them one more time, just in case. Back of card number 1. The back of card number 2. And the back of card number 3. Christy is working with 2. Jessica said my ear blocked on 3. I love it. I love it. Samantha 2. Kristen 2. Kelly 3. Violet 1. Charlotte 3. Annie 2. Chris 3. Then 2. Jen 2. Cassie 2, Duchess 1 and 3, Lori 3, Courtney 3, Kirby 1 and 3, hi Kirby, Christine all 3 but 2 stronger, love it, love it, love it, Patsy 3, Rhonda 1, Lynn, hi Lynn, 2 is something more obvious, 1 is like hidden knowledge, I love it, Colleen definitely 2, Stephanie, how do we know? I'll answer in just 1 second. Christine, for some reason, I can only see my comments. Upside down smiley face. Cool. I do my best to read every single comment. You can also try leaving and coming back in. I'm going to explain something, so you'll have time. I won't get to the cards right away. Kim, card 3. I felt a twitch on the back of my right leg. Cool. Legs are about moving forward. Right side of your body is yang. So something with card 3 is like helping you to move forward. Bonnie 1, Samantha, I felt a strong softness with 2. Beautiful. Okay. Stephanie, how do we know? So I just gave a couple examples of like the physical body thing. A lot of us have claircognizance as well, where you just know. That is intuition. I don't know why I know, but I just know. Like I was saying earlier, we all have these psychic powers. We're all, powerful. We all have these clear senses, but it's been ingrained so deeply in us to question it. It's been ingrained so deeply in us to have a backup plan, just for random stuff in our life. So we've conditioned ourselves to question our intuition. And this is a practice. Opening your intuition back up is a practice. It's learning how to step out of your own way. It's learning how to trust your inner self, to trust your higher self, to trust your intuition. So for today, if you're not feeling drawn to any specific card, cool, just lay back and listen to the whole reading. The whole thing is for all of us. Always. The whole thing is for all of us. Keep coming back and keep noticing. If you're here over and over and then sometimes you're like, wow, card 2 just had a weird glow around it. Or, wow, there was a rainbow on that card. I didn't notice that until card 3. Those kind of things. It's very subtle, and it's just the more you work with it day in and day out with random stuff in your life, it starts to wake up. But lovely. Cassie, I felt a tingling over my whole body with card 2. Beautiful. Beautiful. That's a good example, too, of like, yeah. And it's more about being like mindful. Like this whole spiritual work, it's not about pulling a card and like mentally dissecting what the words on the card mean. It's a whole lifestyle. It's a whole thing that you don't need to have today. Like it's not going to happen in 1 week. It's a practice. If you desire to live this way, make the conscious choice and let the universe lead you down the path. But things like I've been getting that weird like tingle goosebump sensation all over the outside of my left thigh for like a month and a half. Randomly, it'll just happen. So when I notice it, it's about being mindful in your own body. If you're living in your head all the time and you're swirling around your to-do list and thinking about the future and dissecting the past, you don't notice the beauty that's happening in this vessel that we get, this meat suit that we get to borrow for this incarnation. So yeah, little things like, oh, I have those goosebumps on my left leg again. And then a lot of us turn to the fear and we're like, oh shit, I need to go to the doctor. Like, oh no, I need someone else to tell me why my body is doing this. No, you just listen. You just slow down and listen without fear, and your body will tell you what's going on. That was a whole thing. Welcome back, Preaching Jacqui. Hi, Jax. My breath seemed higher, more in my chest and throat with card 3. Interesting. See, and then things like that, like just thinking through. All right, like chest is heart chakra, throat chakra, loving and speaking through love, like that kind of connection. What will card 3 say, and how does that come out through loving voice? You guys you're getting there. You're all getting there. Okay, so card number 1. We asked Mercury what he would like us to know while he moves through Taurus. So these messages are here for our next about 2 months, a little bit over 2 months. Yes, Courtney, if you see angel numbers, take a moment to think what it means, or use this wonderful thing we call the internet. Just look up. And no one is right or wrong. There's so many different ways to interpret. There's so much energy, even with the planets. There's so much energy. There's a million ways to describe everything. So take what resonates and leave the rest. Card number 1. Oops, I gotta move this thing. If you weren't here in the beginning, I was showing off this cool little wire wrapped crystal tree that we made at our retreat last weekend. So anyway, all right, card number 1 is Freedom Horse. I'm trying to get the glare out. Nope, that's worse. And there we go. Let your spirit fly. Do not hold back. Break free and express yourself. Flaunt your stuff, dance, laugh, explore, and go beyond predictable behavior. Get out of the rut. You don't need to fit the mold. Be daring. Fling your arms to the heavens in joy. The horse allowed natives of the Americas and Mongolia to travel great distances with ease. The horse also carried their supplies, which additionally granted freedom to those ancient peoples. This card chose you to remind you that you aren't here to be ordinary, but to step beyond limitations and self-imposed boundaries. Don't allow yourself to be trapped by convention or the expectations of others. You have the ability to choose life on your own terms. Replace the phrase "I should" with "I could, but I choose not to at this time." Perhaps you aren't always free to create the exact circumstances of your life, but you are certainly able to decide what meaning to give those situations. Select the meanings that empower you, for this is the time to break free. Wow. All right. Freedom Horse, it was that last part of the card that resonated most strongly with me. Mercury in Taurus. This is a time of thinking and planning through the basic needs of just how you want to create your life. Thinking through the finances, the physical items that you need, and the skills that you need. So instead of saying I should be saving X amount of dollars a month if I want to live this lifestyle. Poppycock. You shouldn't be doing shit. You could, but I choose to spend money right now to make myself happy right now, to expand my vibration and my consciousness right now, to attract the things that I desire in my life, right? Things like that. You aren't always, like when it comes to manifestation, it's not about I am attracting $1 million today. No, it's I'm attracting, the money that I need to get me through what I need to do or something better. And then we get to use our free will to decide how we interpret what comes. You can intend to receive the money that you need for stuff, and then if that means that you pay your bills and you have, a couple dollars to go buy something that makes you happy, be grateful for those couple dollars. Don't focus on what you don't have. Focusing on the lack will attract more lack. So be free like the horse throughout Mercury in Taurus. Christy says, yes, love this, Jackie. This is why I became a Soma yoga teacher, to get back in the body. Absolutely. Jen, I see many lovely souls here and wanted to say hello and thank you for sharing this beautiful space with me. I am grateful. Jen, I love it. I am grateful for you and your energy as well. Duchess saw the word freedom with the first card. Mercury in Taurus is here to give us our freedom back, guys. Give us our freedom back. I don't know, is that the case? It's here to show us how to live free. Another thing that just came through about that freedom horse, they're saying like the natives would use the horse to hold their supplies, but it wasn't a burden. Like you can overload, but whatever. That's not where we're going right now. But it's the energy of like giving your burdens to the universe. letting something else help you through with the heaviness. You know, like utilize your resources, utilize that horse that's right there. You don't have to wear the backpack to ride the horse. You can put saddlebags on the horse. You know, accept that assistance. Christine, oh, I've been seeing horses in my dreams lately. Love it. Duchess, I've been invested this month for my meditation room. I've been investing this month for my meditation room. I think that's what you mean, but I love it. I love it. I love it. All right, card number 2 brings us the Spirit Keeper of the East. New beginnings. A fresh cycle is occurring in your life. Okay, before I read the rest of that, I have to say, just because this is in my awareness and it's fresh and I don't want to forget after I read the card. Time, spring, Aries season, zodiac, start of the zodiac. You guys know me. It's, I don't believe in like January 1st New Year's. I believe in springtime is the New Year's season. And I also know that the Gregorian calendar is made up. It's man-made. It doesn't align and sync with the natural cycles. So a thing that came to my awareness about 2 years ago was that April 1st-ish is really New Year's Day. Here you go, Chantal. That's the back of the card. Oh, yeah, I can't do all 3. I'm sorry, but this is the deck. This is card 2 and card 3. So that whole new year, new season, new feel, just the way that it makes more sense to me is that the new year is like the new moon that's closest to April 1st. So that, I guess, would have been a couple weeks ago. So if it feels like a new year to you, that could be it. But Mercury in Taurus would also like us to know, Spirit Keeper of the East. New beginnings, a fresh cycle is occurring in your life. Wipe the slate clean. It's now time to release the old and start again. No matter what has happened in the past, it doesn't need to repeat in the future. In Native traditions, the directions are honored. It's believed that every direction has an associated spirit that can be called upon. In the great cycle of life, the east is the place of the rising sun. It's also associated with planting seeds in the springtime, birth, and the waxing moon. Waxing meaning growing. Pulling this card means that this is the close of one cycle and the beginning of another. Although it's often difficult to release familiar routines, situations, or relationships when they no longer serve you or empower you, your native spirit asks that you not cling to the old, but set sail into new waters. Face your fear and allow yourself to stretch in a new direction. Wonderful opportunities will be born in your life. Mercury squaring Pluto on his way into Taurus. The roadblock where Pluto might say no. Pluto might stop you in your tracks and say, like, no, this idea is, you got something better. You got something better. We're going to stop you here and we're going to give you a fresh new start. I love it. I love it. Mercury in Taurus is here to help us with our new ideas, our new beginnings that we had when Mercury was in Aries. Mercury sped through Aries. It was real, it was like 3 weeks that he was like, all right, gather your ideas. Here they are. Here they are. Boom. Now we're in Taurus. Make it happen. I love it. Thank you very much, Bonnie. A couple chats just came through. Samantha, oh my God, I'm literally planning to move east in a few months. This is so crazy. Is it crazy? Is it crazy, or is this the new normal? Let's make this kind of life the new normal. Duchess, this is awesome. Yes, springtime, new year, Gregorian has problems. Jen chills and a huge smile right now. Thank you for this message. It makes me so happy that this is resonating with you guys so well. Duchess loves this card. This is perfection. Charlotte, I've always felt spring is the first of the year. Carrie says this is perfect. I agree. Duchess, I'm planning to move to Timmins, and I don't know where that is, but I like moving. So I need to focus on what I'm doing. Okay, I was trying to find the next page, and I forgot the alphabet while I was trying to talk. Cassie, wow, this resonates so deeply. I love it. Oh, is it in Ontario? It looks like Courtney is from Sudbury. Samantha knows where it is. Is this like a magical place? Is this somewhere that I need to go? Is this where the party is? Timmins is northeast in Ontario, Canada. East. Love it. North is Earth. Mercury in Taurus, Earth. Look at you guys are all local. It's magical when you get to meet in person. Like I've had one student from Insight Timer. She happens to live near me, like an hour south, 2 hours south. And she came and she met me. We did some Reiki here, and then I met some ladies this past weekend from Insight Timer on my retreat. And yeah, it's something different about meeting in person. So not to like tell you guys what to do, but just throwing it out there. Kim, grateful for the message of card 2. I affirm I set sail on the waters of my new flowing courage. You see the northern lights there a lot. That sounds lovely. I'd love to see those one day. Card number 3. Smudging ceremony. Let go of the past. Purify. Detox. Release whatever doesn't serve or support you in your life. Cleanse your body and environment by doing some space clearing and clutter clearing. Let go of the old, discarded, and unused to make way for the new energy and new beginnings. How crazy is this whole reading so far, guys? Blah, 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 blah. Eat lightly, drink lots of fresh water, and consume food with strong life force. Eat food that's alive. Smudging is a native tradition that involves using the smoke of burning herbs to symbolically wash a space in a ceremonial manner. Sometimes your energy field or the energy field of your environment becomes so cluttered and dingy that you can't see the world around you clearly, and you have trouble hearing the messages from your soul. When you take the time to purify yourself and your environment, not only do you feel lighter and brighter, but you're a clearer channel for the light. The brilliance that pours through you can heal and help many people. But first, the path has to be clear. And I'm smiling from ear to ear because my room lifted, like, it got so much lighter just reading that card for you guys. This brighter, clearer. I don't know if you guys saw it on screen, but like, wow. Something that I can speak to from the retreat that we just did, there was a lot of crying. But it was so good. I led a few ecstatic dance sessions, and every time I ecstatic dance, I cry. It's just a way of my body purging stuff that no longer serves me. It's a way of cleansing, smudging my emotions, smudging my thought patterns. Yeah, and that's what came to mind when I was reading this card for you guys, that the clearing is not necessarily like, I have to clear this relationship or I have to clear this job. It may be, sometimes it may be, but I was feeling much more drawn to clearing the way that you think about the thing. Clearing the thought patterns that you've been holding on to for a very long time that are not necessarily true. Just an example of what just happened. Like, a thought pattern was cleared that on the retreat from an attendee. Like, the thought pattern was, if I open up to people, I will be judged and shamed. Quite the contrary. Smudge that thought pattern from you by opening up to people and watching the support that's given from doing so. Smudge what's holding you back. And like, you know what it is. You know, it's so frustrating. I remember when I was a baby woo-woo person, and I was bright-eyed and bushy-tailed, and I wanted my perfect life right now. And I would hear those messages like, well, you know what you need. And it's so true, but it's so frustrating because you all know what you need. There's just some blockages in there that it's about learning how to step out of your own way to understand what you need. The name of this deck is Native Spirit, and I'm gonna see what else you guys were talking about. TJ3 is mine. Jessica, wow, the card for me. Smudge the entire house this week, Christine. Oh my gosh. Right for the start of spring. Duchess, I've been cleaning and removing unwanted old energy. This whole reading is perfect. Yes, Lucy, this one was so for me. When it comes to clearing the clutter in your house, it's like a ceremony. Make it a ritual. Make it ceremonial. I'm choosing to clear the clutter out of my house because my external environment represents my internal environment. I'm choosing to clear stuff that's been sitting there forever. I'm a notorious to-do list pile person, and I have little piles around my house of things that I want to get to because if I see them, I'll do them. And I think I just called myself on some BS. I think it's time for me to start putting those piles away, because if it's meant to happen, it will naturally happen. And by keeping those piles around my house, it's almost like symbolically keeping that nagging thought in your mind. Just like, hey, remember me? Hey, remember me? Hey, remember me? Instead of allowing myself to just like flow through and allow things to present themselves as they're meant to be presented. Thank you guys for the revelation. Charlotte says, yes, I'm working with a healer that is having me write down past traumas to set a space to let it go. There's like different ways to let stuff go. And yes, if you're able to write it down and process the feelings and choose to let that go, that can be so healthy. Just be aware of revisiting the trauma over and over and over and over. That's where things get tricky. That's how it gets stuck. But if you allow yourself to completely dig deep and feel the feelings that you weren't able to feel when you were protecting yourself when the trauma occurred, let it out, and then it's gone. It's gone, and it's given back to the universe so that it can be used to create something more beautiful. TJ, been looking at my smudge kit for a week. I guess I got my message now. Love it. Love it. Love it. Yeah, smudging also just like every time I come on Insight Timer, I have my incense next to me. I'm just smudging the energy of what I'm pulling from, if you know what I mean. Bonnie, when the elders look at each other with the youngins in a puddle below. Oh, Bonnie. Your picture didn't come up. It hasn't loaded yet. When the elders look at each other with the youngins in a puddle below. There was a moment. It was the last thing that we all did together, and it invoked. There were 3 young people. I'm 31. We had a 29-year-old and a 27-year-old. And then we had a 56 and a 72-year-old. And it was such a wonderful just a community of whatever. And like, I was one of the babies again. And the three youngins were all crying. We're all in a group huddle crying. And the elders were not crying. And they were just holding the space for us because they understood what we were processing in that moment. Because they've been there. Where can I learn how to do smudging? I mean, the internet is great. It's a great resource, great place to start. Usually when things come into your awareness, if you just open the door, the right information will find you. Like, sometimes you do a Google search and there's like the top 3 results that you can see when your page first loads, and you just know that one of them is where you want to start. You might not always go top to bottom. You might pick the second one. Like, usually that just means that one has a message for you. Am I frozen? Am I? Can you hear me? Am I here? I just want to make sure before I keep rambling. Not now. Okay. Cool. So I guess I froze for a second. I always put these replays on YouTube as well. And I do want to get to one last card, so don't leave just yet. But Chandra just started smudging cutting cords ceremony this weekend, continuing vegetarian keto fast. Thank you, God, for the confirmation. I love it. Thank you for the reading, Kim. Affirmations inspired from the reading. I clear the path. I step beyond limitations. I set sail. I love it. You're still bright-eyed and bushy-tailed, TJ. All right, you are right. You are right. That is a part of who I am. Yeah, different layers. You're back. Was for a few minutes, you came back. It froze as you were addressing about me letting go of past traumas. I'm gonna ask you guys just to refer to the YouTube replay if you want to hear what I was rambling about. They were talks that were meant for that time and place. Thank you, Charlotte, for your donation. Very much appreciated. We're gonna ask Mercury which animal spirit we can embody throughout his time in Taurus as well. Archangel Animal Oracle cards. A new deck that I'm not too familiar with, so new beginnings, right? I love it, Chandra. There will be more retreats. And yeah, everything works out exactly as it's supposed to, so. I guess someone's here. Send your energy into this deck while the dogs are helping us clear. That's another form of smudging. Any kind of sound, like clapping, that can break up energy. So there was something that they didn't want, and they're breaking it up for us. Feel free to send your energy into this deck and ask Mercury which animal spirit we all can embody throughout his time. Retreat down here in North Florida. I do like Florida. That's Gemma. Oh, it's the garbage guys. I'm sorry. They'll be done in a second. But let's ask Mercury what animal spirit we can embody. His time in Taurus, my goodness. Okay. So this deck works with archangels, and I do not know all of the archangels yet, so if I say their names wrong, the intention is there. You know what I'm saying? The intention is there, and So the animal that would like to be embodied throughout Mercury in Taurus is the goat. Act from your innate wisdom. And this is supported by Archangel Perlamech and Pan, god of nature. Oh, the garbage guys, it's so appropriate with space clearing being the theme today. I love it, Annie. All right, so goats who originate from Orion, the ascended constellation of enlightenment, are highly intelligent animals. They are often misunderstood. Though when they feel appreciated, they are generous, loyal, and nurturing. They love to be free to wander, spreading golden light and wisdom wherever they go. They balance this desire for space and independence by enjoying the companionship of the herd. These special animals will have a great sense of balance. They love to clamber in the mountains and stand on rocks and peaks, gazing at the world and seeing it all from a higher perspective. When you see a goat standing on a pinnacle, it may be linking to Orion for inspiration, for their sole mission is to lighten the vibration of our planet. Their service work is to clear unwanted vegetation and rubbish. You can't make this stuff up, guys. I know, Bonnie. Hold on, Bonnie. When you choose this card, your guidance is to be free and independent within the nurture of a caring, loving family or community. I'm gonna start crying. There's so much behind this card. If you feel misunderstood, remember that you carry in your aura light and wisdom that are not always recognized. Do any menial tasks that come your way graciously, for this is part of life on Earth. You are invited to look at the circumstances of your life and challenging situations from a higher perspective. This will bring you much peace and enable your innate qualities of love, loyalty, and caring to develop. When you can do this, your essential wisdom will shine through. You will be acknowledged by those around you. Recognize who you are, and many will be drawn to your energy. Goats are definitely one of my spirit animals, Christine. So, I feel like I didn't even read what was on that card because I just had messages being shouted at me the whole time. But what I can say about goats is it's their sure-footedness. It's that, like, I'm going to jump up this mountain. I'm not even going to crawl up this mountain. I'm going to jump and sprint up this mountain. And I know that my feet are going to land exactly in the footholds that they need to. And as I'm climbing this mountain, I'm going to be viewing my situation from a higher and higher and higher perspective. Yeah, that's a great card. So, two things about the goat. I was born in 1991, which is the year of the goat, and it never really like sunk in what it meant until this card was like, it was speaking about me, which was weird. Because the Chinese zodiac thing never resonated with me because I didn't think that like a whole year of people could embody a certain quality, but I digress. And then when we were making these prayer sticks, I was holding it up, and this is a bone that I found on a hike, but I was looking at it from this angle. Here, let me do the makeup tutorial thing. And it looked like the sloth from Ice Age. But then someone was standing next to me, and here's the goat. Here's the horn. This is the eyeball, the nose. You guys see the goat? And the whole reading was about clearing and freedom. Right? Goats, it says that something about like they use their own innate skills and then they come back to the community, the Age of Aquarius. Orion is, oh my gosh, the constellation that the first one that I see every time I look up in the sky, it's always like, oh, there's Orion. Fudge sticks. I hope that spoke to you guys as well. And I'm trying really hard to put this message out for you, but it's like screaming to me right now. They're often misunderstood, though they feel appreciated when they are generous, loyal, and nurturing. So, Mercury in Taurus, planning the physical things that you need, you might be like, well, no one understands why I need X amount of dollars. No one understands why I need a massage table to do my work. But forget about it. Act from the heart, and everything will come and fall into your lap. What else were you guys saying about that card? Let's see. And then we'll review real quick, and I gotta skedaddle so I can do my life. Kristen with the hearts. Duchess with the hearts. Kristen says, beautiful, incredible time. This is awesome. Duchess always sees Orion and S as well. I love it. If you guys enjoyed today's session, all your donations are always appreciated as an energy exchange. If that's not a thing for you at the moment, you can also energy exchange by following me on Insight Timer, by subscribing to my YouTube channel, Jacqui Mancuso on YouTube. All my links are in my link tree, which is in my Insight Timer bio. So you look at my teacher page, there's like an about section. Click on the link tree, you can see everything that I'm up to. Your energy into my work is an energy exchange in itself. Like liking my stuff, subscribing, commenting on it, sharing it around. Like, I appreciate all of that so much. So thank you guys for being here. Thank you for sharing your wisdom and knowledge and just your experiences, because it really is it takes all of us. No sound. Oh my gosh. Namaste. Take care.